Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Failing to Success. I'm your host, Chad Kalecki with Cosmic Design and Development. Today on the show, we have Natalya Berdikan. Her company is called Life by Design Academy. What they do is they design a life and business for you with more well-being and fulfillment and less stress. I think we can all use some of that. So, Natalya, thanks for being on the show today.
Happy to be here.
So you were just telling me about the story of when you actually had to close your factory.
So I was living in Belgium a few years back, managing beautiful business, which is a chocolate production site, multimillion-dollar business in Belgium, and everybody loves chocolate. So we had a very aging factory at the time. I think the factory is around 60 years old, and overall the brand is 130-year-old. So running a 60-year-old factory leads to all kind of extra costs, overhead, the energy is going through the wall and all of that stuff. So we had to unfortunately close the factory because it wasn't sustainable anymore to maintain it, cost-wise, profitability-wise, and we outsourced the production to a partner. And unfortunately, I had to let go of people that some of them spent their whole life there as their parents worked at the factory. And it was a quite devastating experience. I had nightmares for years after with that factory in different shapes and forms of it. And I think 4 years after it started to fade away. So yeah, it was quite an experience.
How long did you have that business for?
I was in it 4 years. So
4 years.
we outsourced the production, downsized the business, and it became a boutique company that I exited and sold and transformed my life completely from energizing people by sugar and chocolate to energizing them by their inner resource, being their energy. So I work a lot with that now.
Can you share the story of the process of selling that business and exiting, having an exit?
Good question. Well, first of all, it was a long decision of trying to buy another company or merge with a different company that had a production site, so we could actually move the production site to another location, so we didn't have to close the production in the country and keep. Then we were looking to build and calculated the building of the new factory, which resulted in an investment that we just couldn't allow ourselves to make. And as at the time, the debt was already quite high. We were running on a thin cash flow. So finding the supplier by looking at the supplier, the partner to outsource the production to make sure all the quality is maintained and all the processes are maintained, etc. Just copy pasting the product. And with that, we shut down the factory, and it became more of a niche company that was then put on the market for sale and to business partners. And the rest is very confidential, so I can't share it yet.
It's great that you're able to. I mean, it's not great that you had to close the factory and everything, but the fact that you're able to experience the exit, and get that done. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's always an achievement.
I found the jobs for some of the key people that worked with me, and that was also a positive thing that they found the place elsewhere and in different productions and different companies, different fields. So that's important when one needs to close, that there is a continuum for people and there is a learning for everybody. As hard and devastating it can be, it was a great opportunity for us to work together as a team to make things happen, to be there till the end, and definitely a great learning experience for sure.
Did Life by Design come next? Was that the venture after?
Yes, that did. So I've actually gone through whole transformation and re-education, as I come from a business background, and I went into coaching and I got certified in coaching, professional coaching, energy leadership coaching, performance, well-being, also yoga trainer. I became a yoga trainer, breathwork trainer. So I've gone a complete 360 in the sense of, yeah, the industry, really going more into conscious leadership and health, well-being, and bringing that to people and to their businesses, to their teams.
Do you think the experience of what happened in that first business inspired this new one?
For sure, I was so exhausted, overwhelmed, and drained myself at certain point that something had to simply change, and it did. And I had to kind of pull myself back up by using the methodologies and tools that I was learning. And it definitely was inspired because so many entrepreneurs go through the phase where they're just exhausted and overwhelmed and stressed, and there's problems, constant problems. And so having the tools to really look on the other side of it and see what are the opportunities, what are the learnings, what do you really want to do, and what gives you energy from the inside, and how you can pull the team towards the same direction is really key. So it's definitely an inspiration. One thing closed, another thing started. Same for other people, but it is a journey, and we learn through that and move forward.
What would your advice be to some entrepreneurs who are struggling with those things right now?
Good question. I would definitely tell them not to put too much pressure on themselves. I know it's difficult. I know they feel very responsible and feel that pressure, not only from themselves, but from other people. And really, in the moment of stress, getting yourself out of the place of judgment for it to be difficult or hard, black or white, easy or not to have the judgment and just be there in the moment, one step at a time, one solution at a time, one opportunity at a time. Connect to the resources that you have around you because you're not alone. There's plenty of people around that, if you ask, and if you ask for help and if you ask for support, they will provide that, because we are not alone. And doing it, having that pressure and carrying it all by yourself, it is very difficult. So share the load with the team, with the people, with the family. Take care of yourself. Key is really like in the airplane, the mask on yourself and then on the kid. So by the time you actually can support, so focusing on what's going with you, that nurture, self-care, to have the energy to keep going. And so doing things that give you energy, that you love, that you're passionate about, that give you also rest and well-being and health to keep moving forward, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. Very important.
Yeah, it's a good point that we need to make our lives sustainable, and our businesses can't drain our lives. They're supposed to support us, they're supposed to add to the world.
Totally, totally. It's not sustainable to just keep pushing through, because stress, what happens, it affects our body in a way of creating the catabolic hormones that actually eat from our body cells. So while we're thinking, I feel really great, I can push through the stress and fit those deadlines and push others and make things happen. Okay, great. The question is, how exhausted does that feel for self and others, and how sustainable is it? Because that's where all the burnouts happen. Our body fails. We start getting diseases. So definitely not the best choice long term or even mid. So in the moment, relax, take a breath, and look at the different perspective of it.
So, if one of our listeners wanted to reach out to you or to your company, how would they do so?
Well, same like my name, Natalya Berdikian, whether it's LinkedIn, lifebydesign-academy.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere else, and happy to support in any way I can.
Well, thank you, Natalya, for being on the show, and thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Failing to Success. I'm your host, Chad Kalecki with Cosmic Design and Development. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.